From Monday, September 28th, more employees will be allowed to return to the workplace with safe management measures in place. Employers are encouraged to enable flexible working hours and staggered reporting times. They must also ensure that employees continue to work from home for at least half their working time, and no more than half of such employees are at the workplace at any point in time.
Events within the workplace like seminars, corporate retreats and annual general meetings will also be allowed to resume as long as safe distancing measures are in place. However, work-related events at external venues remain prohibited for now. Let's discuss this further with Associate Professor Joseph Carr. Now, he is the Director of the Center for Population Health Sciences at Nanyang Technological University's Lee Kong Chian School of Medicine. Hi, Professor. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Professor, so more restrictions will be relaxed with more employees allowed to return to the office. Why is now a good time to do so, and what are the factors that have been considered?
So, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for this question. It's certainly a low and stable case count so far in the community, as well as the daily migrant worker cases have largely dropped consistently, and showing that the situation is indeed strongly under control, and this gives us first a strong impetus for a change. And the second is that this is in large part due to really everyone playing their part. Whether that's policymaker, healthcare workers, or the man on the street. And we could also say all the enforcement working well to clamp down on the flouters who can lead to potential transmission clusters. Now, in terms of what are the factors that have been considered, we really need to say that there's a wide range of other factors that have been certainly considered, not least wider societal impact of the measures, including the economic impact as well as impact on mental health, etc.
Now, Professor, what could be the possible pitfalls, with more workers allowed back at the office, and what are your recommendations for companies to do this safely?
So, social distancing is, of course, something to be rigorously managed. We know that not just in Singapore, but across the world, in a number of countries, we had incidences of clusters of outbreaks and potential super spreading events where a large group of people are packed in a closed ventilation space, such as offices often are. So in that sense, spacing between people will be paramount, and interaction between people to be managed, and then essentially considering how we can reorganize the space for this new way of working to maintain the measures which keep the infection at bay and certainly prevent the spread. I would say also it's important to reconsider the company culture. This is an opportunity to think how we can keep the culture of collaboration despite social distancing, and also in relation to establishing new norms of working whilst not losing all the benefits of the interactions that office work bring.
Right. Professor, moving away from the workplace, with more people expected to go out during the year-end school holidays and, to spend the tourism vouchers given out by the government, what are some concerns that you might have with the increase in leisure activities?
So, I think it's important to state that we are continuously learning about the pandemic and how to effectively manage it. In that sense, also, this new phase of opening provides incredible opportunities for learning which interventions are effective, which needs strengthening, and which ones are perhaps increasing the risk of the infection and pandemic again increasing in Singapore. Now, what we can see very clearly is that the government is showing that it understands not only the medical aspect and impact, but also equally economic and wider societal impact. So in that sense, I think similar to concerns to workplace opening up with internal tourism, and this will be obviously all the audience will be Singaporeans in Singapore. there is an opportunity here to support business but also for collective vigilance on social distancing, venue disinfection, etc.
Now, Education Minister Lawrence Wong also shared that the government is working on charting out a roadmap to phase 3, where there will be further easing of restrictions. Now, what are the factors, to consider before Singapore can see phase 3 happening?
So, it's really important to consider that we are in a new next normal, as we call it, and we are all adapting to this. So in a way, we are reevaluating how we have been living, and many of these measures will need to stay with us. For example, keeping the distance of 1 or 2 meters between ourselves. Border control would be very critical in the new normal. And I would say phase 3 will not look like phase 2, neither will it be anything like the pre-COVID. Going forward, we need to reevaluate everything. And this is an opportunity for digital transformation of companies, as the government has been strongly pushing for, and in fact, reminding all of us that this challenge should be turned into opportunity.
Well, thank you, Professor, for coming on to the show. We were speaking to Associate Professor Joseph Carr, Director of the Center for Population Health Sciences at NTU's Lee Kong Chian School of Medicine.